Hey flowers, it's your girl Reese LaFleur and I'm back with another video. What's up, how you doing, So this is going to be all about my cerclage experience from start to finish. I'm going to tell you all about it, my cervical cerclage experience. Yeah, like we're gonna get right into it. It's not much I need to say right now. However, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, hey, what's up, Pooh? This is a baddie of all trades type of vibe. So we do fashion, hair, nails, makeup, all of that good stuff. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you're notified. Make sure that you thumbs up this video. Make sure that you comment down below, and share this video with your friends. Let's get right into Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this a quick video. I don't want to prolong it because I do have like a mini vlog I want to post in this video of like the day I took the cerclage out, I think, or I might make it a mini vlog and like post it tomorrow because it was super short. It's like 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long it is, but we'll see how this ends up looking. Okay, so as I said in my last pregnancy diary video, I got a cerclage when I was 21 weeks. I found out that I needed a cerclage 3 days before that, and they was like, you need to go in. Okay, so this is what the process was. Personally, I always knew that I wanted to have a natural birth, and this is important because I had to have an epidural to get the cerclage. So this was a Friday when I found that I needed the cerclage. On Saturday, they made me rush to go take a COVID test because I guess I couldn't have been COVID negative to get the procedure. I mean, COVID negative. I couldn't have been COVID positive to get the procedure. So I go on Saturday early in the morning, go get the COVID test. I have to wait for the results. I didn't get the results back. I don't even think I ever got the results back, to be honest, but I guess it was fine because I ended up getting the cerclage. But so Saturday I had to go early, and then Friday, because and then for Monday I had to be in the hospital I think at 2. Now it was late because they wanted it was late because they just had got me in. I would have preferred to be early in the morning so I could have just got it over with, and here is why when I go into it. So that morning I'm like nervous or whatever like that. They told me that because of COVID I couldn't have nobody in the waiting room. I had to come by myself. So I was super nervous because my man really wanted to come with me. Like Babe really wanted to come with me. He really wanted to be there, and we was told that he couldn't. So I made sure I had my charger and all that good stuff, and I ended up just being on the phone with him. Meanwhile, I wake up in the morning. I get to the hospital that I was supposed to get the procedure at. Also, this is the first day I even met the doctor that was about to do, like Friday was the first day I even met her. So I was already nervous because I have an issue with doctors. I don't like doctors. I have an issue with hospitals. I already had an issue because I knew I had to get an epidural. Like I was just freaking scared. So before I even continue, a cervical cerclage is when they go in, and it's for several reasons. I'm going to basically start over and start here so that you guys, I know people are like, what the fuck is that? I got you. So a cervical cerclage is when you are pregnant and your cervix is considered incompetent. Now I'm only using that word because if you were to go and look it up, that is the word that you will see. I will like to thank my doctor, who I love. I ended up loving. I love her so much. She did not use that term with me. I did not know that it was considered an incompetent cervix until I left the doctor's office and I had to figure out what the fuck it is or what the possibilities were. So the belief is that if you're at 20 weeks, I believe you have to be your cervix has to be 25 millimeters long, or centimeters, whatever it is 25 of it. Mine was at 24, so it was a little short. and then it was almost a centimeter dilating. So their concern was that I was going to go into preterm labor. So from that moment on, I was considered a high-risk pregnancy, because if I had gone into labor at 24 weeks, I could have had an issue with my baby. My baby would have been in a NICU, like all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the belief, okay? So that's what the cervical cerclage is. So the cerclage part of it, or the procedure, is that you have to go in and you have to sew up the cervix. So what they do, what she told me that they do, is that they go in at 12, come out at 3, go in at 3, come out at 6, go in at 6, come out at 9, go in at 9, come in at 12, and then like they tighten it. So it's like a coin purse. Like, you ever seen a coin purse, or like you get jewelry and like you pull it close? That's how it looks, and then they tie a knot around it, and that's supposed to keep your cervix from opening anymore, and supposed to help your baby stay in. Along with that, you also have to take vaginal progesterone pills. They do say on the bottle that you have to do it orally, but the doctor will tell you, especially if you're like a doctor like mine, she'll tell you have to go in every day, like a suppository, and put it up inside of you every night. I did it at night so I could just sleep with it, because it had a lot of discharge. I'll be honest, these are the things that I didn't like about the cerclage. I mean, I didn't have a choice, but one thing about the progesterone pills is that it stinks. I'm gonna be quite honest, I don't like the smell of it, or maybe because I was pregnant. I smelled like medicine to me in my mind. Like, I just smelled like medicine, and I just felt like it was annoying, and I had to do that every day. So if you notice on my content, if you follow my content, my Instagram, I had to start wearing short nails, because I had to stop putting my finger up inside of me every night. Tragic. Tragic. Okay, so that is what a cerclage is. So I'm in the hospital, I'm waiting, I'm on the phone with my boyfriend, I'm waiting. It makes me so much more nervous, because I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for a long time. I got there on time. I was very prompt. I was not on CPT. I got there actually a few minutes, like 15 minutes early, because I thought that I had to like be in there at 2, because I've never gotten a procedure like that before. So I go in, and I'm on the phone with my boyfriend, and I'm like, there's people in the waiting room, like, you could have came with me, we shouldn't have listened, but it was too late. Like, it just was too late. So finally I go in the back, and I was on the phone with my boyfriend literally until the moment when they was like, you have to put your phone away. Like, literally. And I was kind of sad about that, because by the time I got upstairs, I was waiting and waiting and waiting. It was like I was waiting for forever. I was actually waiting with a girl who was about to get a breast reduction. Her surgery was at 6. Mine was scheduled for like 4. I don't remember, but it was late in the day, and we were waiting. They kept telling me my room was like occupied, and I had to wait for the room to be open. So it was just making me more and more nervous, and I had never had a procedure like this before. And I kept being, I don't know if I was psyching myself out, but it terrifies me that somebody has to, I don't like to be touched, especially by people I don't know. And especially if I can't see it. So if you have had an epidural, fine, cool. It wasn't something that I wanted to ever experience in my life, I'll be honest. So finally they call me into the room. I go into the room, and I'm like, okay, it's alright, like, I'm okay, I'm alright. Like, and I felt so alone, because I knew that I was in the facility by myself. Like, yes, I would have been in the room by myself, but I wasn't with my boyfriend. I wasn't on the phone with him. I felt so by myself, because I didn't even feel his energy in the building. Like, I felt like if he was there, I'd have been like, my man right outside. Like, and it's not that he didn't want to come, it's that they told me that he couldn't. So it's like, I felt away. So if you've had an epidural, they make you sit and like arch your back like that. I know you can't see my back, but they make you sit and they make you arch your back. So they like taking my vitals and stuff like that. They're like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. One lady was like, I've had 3 epidurals with all 3 of my kids. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why, to me, in my mind, like, having a natural birth is smarter than having a non-pain birth. To me, I just, even now, like, me and You know, my man, we make jokes. We're like, yeah, my baby didn't come out here on crack. I'm joking though. Like, she didn't come out here on drugs or whatever. Like, it's just a joke that we make, especially since I've already had the epidural. It's just a joke though. Like, shout out to all moms who've had epidurals and pushed them babies out, or C-section moms. Shout out to y'all, because fuck out of here. That shit not easy anyway. So I'm starting to bend my back, and I can't see. And it's bothering me that I can't see what they're doing. So they're trying to like get it together, and like they're putting it in there, and they're like, where do you feel the pressure? Like, I'm getting things, and I'm like, all right, if somebody ever pinch you or anything, something sticks you, your intuition or whatever it is, what is the word I'm looking for? Your inclination, your reaction, child, whatever that is. Your instinct is to move away from it. When you get epidural, they want you to push your back to it. So it's like, bro, back off me. Get off me. I was like this. Get off of me. So they was like, you know, stay still or whatever like that. I'm like, yo, I don't like it. I don't like it. They're like, oh, you gotta get it or whatever. You have to get it. I'm like, I don't like it. Not you have to get it. They weren't acting like that. Honestly, they were being very sweet. I am very shocked at how comforting those doctors were, at how patient they were with me. I am shocked. Like, when I tell you I do not like doctors, I do not like doctors. Like, I think that they are all out to kill us, especially if you black. So I'll be nervous. But I had a black doctor there. I had the doctor that worked with me, who I love. Even her, like, she was holding me. They were hugging me, y'all. That's how frantic I was, like crying in tears. And it wasn't that it was pain. It was like I was nervous. I couldn't see. And I just was thinking about all the things. I'm like, yo, I could be paralyzed. Yo, this could happen. This could happen. Like, I was just so, like, not pessimistic, because I have a nature to be like, to think the worst and hope for the best. But I just was like, this is so scary. I'm like, I'm doing this for my baby. 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 Like, I just kept having to tell myself, like, do this for your baby. Do this for your baby. Because if you don't do this for your baby, something could happen to her. Like, she could get sick. She could be born early. She might not make, like, it was just so many thoughts that I had. So I'm like, I have to do this. It was traumatic for me. And I think that trauma of it made me even more scared that, like, something would happen where I would need an epidural to give birth. It terrified me. And I'm talking about, I've pushed my baby out. So I know what it feels like to push a baby out. And I still, to this moment right now, would have not pushed that baby out with epidural. So anyway, I could go in on this for hours. So anyway, once they put the epidural in, after the struggle, the cries, the tears, the nervousness, they showed me the baby. The baby, this is when I realized that my daughter, unbothered. Sis was in there swimming. I couldn't feel her anymore though. I couldn't feel her move anymore because I was completely fucking numb. Like, from under my boob to the feet, to the tip of my toes, I was completely numb. So I couldn't feel her move. I only couldn't see her, which was odd because I started to get used to feeling her move. But I couldn't feel her, but she was just moving, dancing, swimming, having a good old time in that amniotic fluid. So once that happens, they was like, all right, we're going to see if your sac comes down a little bit, came down a little bit, because then we have to see if, if there's like an infection. If there's an infection, we got to take their cerclage out. So I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? It was a lot. So once so she went down, she looked. I couldn't feel it. She went down, she looked. She said the sac was coming out a little, like not coming out of me, but it was like kind of like dipping in the opening of the cervix, which is not a good thing. You want it to stay all the way up. So she was like that they had to put a needle in my stomach to take out fluid, to make sure that it wasn't infecting my amniotic sac, my fluid. So I'm like, what? I knew I couldn't feel it anyway because I couldn't feel anything. So I was like, okay, fine. So they was like, oh, we'll also do like genetic testing, make sure she's okay, which she's perfectly healthy. My baby healthy, and my baby cute, and my baby healthy, okay? Brown, beautiful, and healthy. I can't. She's actually kind of tan now. She didn't go really brown yet. But anyway, they put my legs up and they start sewing. You can feel, if you ever had anesthesia, because I think epidural is considered local anesthesia because it doesn't put you completely to sleep. I think that's how it's categorized. I'm not even sure, but I think that's how it's categorized. So I could feel like that someone was touching me, but I couldn't feel anything. Like they were sewing and I didn't know. So finally they was like, okay, we got everything sewn up. I'm like, damn, that was fast. So then I had to like wait, like, you know, I had to do all the other things like that. I don't even remember how they got me in the wheelchair, child. Oh, that's what they did. So after that, they had to like move my big fat ass across the bed. Like, you know what I was thinking when they had to do that shit to me? And especially since it was all women, if they would have brought men in, I would have been offended, but I wouldn't have been offended. But it made me think about, y'all ever watch 600 Pound Life? And after their surgeries, they have mad people on them sheets and they just like moving people across the goddamn bed. All I thought was like that. I'm like, damn, my big fat ass. Like, I know they was, and I'm not even 600. I'm nowhere close to 600 pounds. I've actually lost weight while pregnant. So I was smaller before, while I was pregnant than before. And I was like, damn, I know they're like these, I know these women was like, this fucking big fat bitch. Anyway, they probably wasn't. But in my mind, I'm like, damn, they gotta move me across like I'm 600 pound life. Y'all, please excuse me. I'm dead serious. So they moved me, then they had to move me to the room. So I could not leave the hospital until I had full feeling back. I could walk and I peed. I had to be able to pee. This procedure took about 15 minutes. Honestly, the procedure took longer than getting the epidural in. That's how crazy I was. Like, get off me. I was like, don't touch me, because it took me forever to get that epidural. It took me forever. So the procedure was actually shorter. So finally I made them go get my stuff. I called my man, I called Bay. I'm like, yeah, I got it. I'm waiting for my feet to work. I couldn't imagine what paralyzed people go through. And because I have a control issue, I need to really work on it, because I tried so hard to like move before my body was ready. Like trying to wiggle my toes. The nurse will come and be like, how you feeling? I'm like, I'm trying to move. I couldn't lift my knees. Like that shit I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. It just made it like, I'd rather feel than not feel. And I think that's what it is. I need to be able to feel. So I kept like touching myself. It's like this tingly sensation when your feeling is coming back. Do you ever, like, your feet ever or your hand ever fall asleep and you come back and they be like, and then you feel like that tingles? That's how it feels when you're coming back off of the epidural. To me, that's how it felt. Like, it felt like my feet was like mad numb, and like I was getting, like I had fucking hypothermia, and like I was getting my warmth back. Like that's what it felt like. The pain wasn't that bad when it felt like when I started to get my feeling back. When I used the bathroom, it didn't hurt to use the bathroom. When I finally did use the bathroom, when I got home, I don't even think I took pain meds. I think if I did take pain meds, I only took them that night. And the next morning, what hurt me was my back. With the place where the epidural is, even Bay, like, he'll touch me literally in the spot. He does that. Like, it's weird. I'm like, how is it that you know exactly where that shot was? If he wasn't there, he'll touch me right there in that spot. It's like, even when I go on my back now, I know exactly where it was. Like, it's crazy. So my back hurt me more than my like vagina, which was super weird. I only bled, I spotted for maybe a little bit. I did not really bleed. I spotted twice, like 2 times I saw spotting, and that was it. Like, it wasn't nothing crazy. Honestly, the bleeding, the part that really annoyed me was the epidural part. And that's how that went. So these are the things that happens when you have the epidural. The cervical cerclage. You cannot put anything in your vagina besides the progesterone. So that means no sex, no orgasms, no nothing. The reason why is because when you have an orgasm or when you have sex or any of those type of things, your man can touch your cervix. The stitches are there that can pop a stitch. If you have an orgasm, when you have an orgasm as a woman, our cervix contracts, so it may pop a stitch. So from week 21 to week 37, I couldn't do nothing sexual. 16 weeks. And I was not the I don't want to be touched pregnant person. I wanted to be touched. I wanted to have sex. So I was kind of miserable. Cerclage taken out when I was 37 weeks or 36 in a few days or whatever like that. So when the cerclage was taken out, if insert vlog here, if vlog does not insert, vlog will be another video. For taking out the cerclage, you do not have to go back to the hospital to get the epidural. You can if you want, but you can just do it right in there. She just got to go in and snip. Now, I knew that I wanted to not have an epidural again. So I'm like, I'm going to just let her snip it. Bro, that shit hurt. Like, because she had to go in, grab the freaking stitch. And she was like, if the stitch, because sometimes a stitch, like, you know, something gets tight. If your body healed on it, like, then if she wouldn't have been able to cut it. I'm like, child, please be able to cut this damn stitch. So she cuts the stitch out. She gets it out. I'm just in there like how you do like a regular vaginal exam when you go to see a GYN. That's how I was. That's my position. She goes in. She goes deep. She grabs the stitch, which really freaking hurt because you could feel it. It just was like a lot of pressure. She cuts the stitch out, pulls it out. When I saw that shit, I'm like, that shit is mad little. It was like this big. It was so tiny. I'm like, what the? It was so little. Like, for all that hurt and pain, like this little stitch was like this big. So we was there. As soon as she took the stitches out, my cervix went to a centimeter dilated, like a little bit of, like, went right back basically. So which was fine because I made it to 37 weeks. In their mind, like, if I had a baby, she was post like early full term or whatever, she would have been safe. Yeah, that was pretty much the experience, you guys. I mean, I hope I, you know, helped with anyone who may like heard they needed cerclage, or like you're 12 weeks and someone's telling you maybe dilated 16 weeks and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what this has ever been. I've never heard of this. That's what it is, you guys. I don't know if I left anything out, but if you really have any questions, make sure that you comment down below. I'm going to answer all the questions truthfully, honestly. I want to make sure that I'm helping y'all, help you, help me, help everything. So that's pretty much it. That is what it was like to have my cervical cerclage. My baby is here. My baby is safe. My baby made it to full term, like, literally, she made it to full term. She was like early by like 2 days. She made it, which was crazy because they made it seem like I was just going to pop out and go into labor. And that did not occur. That did not occur. That did not occur. So she did what she needed to do. She came when she was ready. I'm super blessed. That was the only thing about my pregnancy that was hard for the most part. So a lot of people, you can't see that I'm going through that, but it was kind of hard to know that, like, I'm posting content and stuff like that, and I'm thinking like, y'all can go into labor at any moment. When I was doing my research, 80% of them are successful, so you don't really gotta worry about that too much, too heavy. But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this helped someone, anywhere, anybody. Make sure that you join that flower gang by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.